Vítejte v podcastu Assorted a podcast o mezinárodních zprávách a událostech s moderátory Adamem Todem Brownem a Ethanem Lavrencem.
Oh, hey, everybody. Welcome to What in the World, a podcast about international news and events. I am your host, Adam Todd Brown. Who else is here as also host?
It's me, Ethan Lawrence. I didn't realize that was a throw.
That what? Yeah, it was a smooth one, too.
Because I'm permanent co-host now, which is weird to say.
That's right, because you're the only person who lives in another country that I know.
And that's the whole reason.
I think, is that true? No.
Not for my sparkling wit and excellent repartee. No, you just live somewhere else. That'll do.
Just live in the right spot. Actually, I think I know someone who lives in Italy.
Long-time fan of the pod, so it's very grateful to be a permanent co-host. It's all good. You know, I'm very proud of myself for doing this, actually.
Well, I appreciate you doing it.
Even if I am by default.
You were very good on the first episode, so...
I treated it like an audition. I'm an actor at heart. I was like, it's just me. I'd best do well then.
You were great, and I appreciate you coming on as full-time co-host.
Hell yeah. So happy to be here. Let's do some international fucking news, shall we?
Let's get to the important stuff right away.
Hell yeah.
Happy 30th birthday to the Tesco Club Card.
It's only 2 years younger than me, and to think it's been with me in my life this whole time.
Now, is Tesco... I don't know how I can even ask this, because how would you know? Is it like Walmart? Is it like Target?
So we have like 4 main supermarkets here in the UK. You got your Tesco, you got your Sainsbury's, you've got your Morrison's, and you've got your Asda. Asda, for a time, was owned by Walmart.
Oh, okay.
So that's sort of the Walmart thing. Again, I'm not super in on what all the different American stores are like. I guess this would be like a Target?
Is it more groceries or groceries and clothes and toiletries like Walmart and Target?
So it's mainly groceries. They do have a clothes arm, and they'll also sell you a phone.
Oh.
I'm actually on the Tesco's mobile plan, as it goes.
Very nice. They do it all.
It's very uncool, but it's okay.
To celebrate the 30th anniversary of the Tesco Club Card, they put out something called the birthday cake sandwich.
I did see it when I was doing my big shop the other day.
You didn't buy one?
Well, my eyes glanced over it and I sort of recognized it as the gimmick that it is and just carried on with my day.
Yeah, why wouldn't you just eat a piece of cake?
They do cakes as well in the bakery section. You just go get a cake.
Yeah, I assume they have cakes. This thing they're offering as like a main entree with their value meal also, which don't do that, people.
Well, I mean... I don't know if you knew this, Adam, there's something very sacred about the Tesco meal deal in the UK.
Oh, yeah?
It's like a religion to us.
Okay, that leads me to believe Tesco is probably more in line with a place in the US called Costco.
Oh, we have those as well.
Oh, do you?
They're wholesalers over here. I don't know if it's like this in the States, but you have to have like a special permission slip to go in.
Yeah, you have to have a membership card to shop at Costco, but they have a beloved food court that people swear by. They got rid of their hot dog at one point, and it was almost riots in the United States.
Well, to be clear, this isn't a food court. This is a thing where basically if you're a happening young business executive on the go, you can nip into your local Tesco's. They'll do you a sandwich, some kind of crisps or chips, as you say, and a chocolate bar and a drink for a nice cheap price. And then you're back on the road, back to the office.
Now imagine the sandwich you go with to accompany your chocolate bar and your crisps is made of cake.
Yeah. Gimmick. Leave it be. That's not a sandwich anyway. That's just, again, it's a cake. It's cake and bread.
It sounds horrifying. And people on social media have not been enthusiastic about it.
No way. People are overreacting to a cake sandwich.
Yeah. I mean, no one's forcing you to fucking eat the thing, you know? Just don't eat it.
Again, though, it's the meal deal thing. It's the fact that people are so married to the idea of the meal deal. This is earth-shaking news in the UK. Something's been fucked with.
Yeah, I don't know what people were expecting from this, but a lot of the complaints have been that it's too sweet. It's like,
No.
yeah, it's a cake sandwich.
It's got jam in it as well. Like, now we do like a jam sandwich over here on occasion.
I mean, sure.
That's fine.
Yeah. We do ours with peanut butter and jam, but
Not sprinkles.
No,
Not sprinkles and cream cheese.
no sprinkles. This thing is filled with soft cheese, which I'm assuming means cream cheese, seedless strawberry jam, vanilla frosting, and sprinkles, all between two slices of the worst kind of bread, which is brioche bread.
Brioche overplayed at this point.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's an unpopular opinion, but too much.
I 100% agree. I think Jeff is also anti-brioche bun. I just had a hot dog that was on a brioche bun. And
What?
why? You don't need that.
I mean, I'm not so much anti. I'm just sort of, can it just not be everything?
Yeah, yeah.
Like, why is it everything now? Hot dog bun is insanity.
It has its uses, but I immediately kind of recoil when I see brioche now. And I think they're expecting the opposite reaction. Like I'm going to be like, ooh, brioche.
Unless, of course, this is Pavlovian training from the Trump administration to get you to lower your guard and hate the French more than you already do.
That could be.
For the inevitable invasion of Paris.
Yeah. Problem there is if Trump tells me to hate the French, I'm just going to like the French more.
Ah, really? You're able to put aside your long-standing hatred of the French?
Yeah. If it means replacing it with my long-standing hatred of Donald Trump.
Well, it's good to know where your loyalties lie. To the French, of all people.
That's right. Are you listening, France? Want to give me citizenship so I can fucking leave this place? I do love that people are just, fleeing the United States because of Trump. But like in the case of Jimmy Kimmel, who's a talk show host here, he's fleeing to Italy. It's like, you think Italy's not going to get fucking fascist at some point?
It already is.
It already is more fascist, I would argue.
Maloney is, at best, fascist adjacent.
Yeah, yeah. And it's Italy. They invented the shit.
They sure did. They sure did, Adam.
It'll be back. But yeah, customers also complained about the nutritional value. I thought this would be very healthy, but apparently it's not. 515 calories and 35% of a person's recommended daily intake of sugar. That feels low.
I mean, it's a good percentage, though. You don't not going to put too much on top of that, and you've got your 100%. I mean, if anything, it's saving time.
In theory, you could eat 2 of these and still have daily intake of sugar to spare, which does not seem right. Because I feel like if you ate 2 of these a day for like a month, you would have diabetes.
Well, yeah, but I mean, as long as you've got a salad afterwards.
That's true.
For dinner, just 2 cake sandwiches and a salad, and that's you for the day.
Yeah, just balance it out with some greens. It's going to be super rich anyway. You want to cut that up.
It's all about balance. It always has been about balance.
Especially when you're making a birthday cake sandwich.
I can't see this lasting particularly long.
Well, it's only around for, I think, the rest of the month of August.
This would make sense because it was mentioned in the article briefly, but another chain of food shops over here, Marks and Spencer's, they launched during Wimbledon. They had a strawberry and cream sandwich.
That sounded slightly better. I did read about that.
I can sort of see it, like, the bread providing some stability for some loose cream and some fruit. I can see it again. But again, I couldn't get hold of them for love nor money because all the influencers had got them.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I mean, I don't live too far from an M&S, and I was down there in the morning and it was gone already. Jeez. People go mad for this shit.
Yeah, that has always struck me as kind of a lame specialty. Wimbledon's strawberries and cream. It's like, give me some onion rings or something.
We have good strawberries around that time of the year, I guess.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's where the association comes in. And Britain's not good at much, but we're good at some red fruit and putting some cream on it and then watching some tennis.
I would love to go to Wimbledon sometime, though. It seems very pretentious, but...
Oh, hugely.
I would go. Yeah.
They wouldn't even let me in. I'm a scruff bag. They wouldn't let me in.
Do you have to dress up to go to Wimbledon?
I feel like you do. Everyone looks like they're in I don't know if it's because it's Wimbledon people dress up or you have to dress up for Wimbledon.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if you have to. Wimbledon seems like that kind of place.
But also like summer clothing will do. So you could put on a nice loose nylon shirt.
Yeah.
some flappy sleeves, maybe some board shorts.
I'm suiting up like Dave Grohl when he was at Wimbledon last year.
Going proper, if all in black.
Yeah. He looked like he was at
the Undertaker.
A funeral. Yeah, someone on Reddit commented on this and said, the Earl of Sandwich is rolling in his grave. Shut up. No, he's not.
More fool them, because the Earl of Sandwich isn't in a grave. He's wrapped between two pieces of bread. As was in his will, as stated.
Yeah. They don't call him the Earl of Sandwich for nothing.
They certainly don't. You know why they say he invented it? And the reason for that is because he wanted something he could eat with one hand while he played cards.
Isn't that a lot of things? Why not throw down on a turkey leg like all your peers were doing back then, probably?
I guess he just wanted to be a bit different. He was like, look, I like my roast turkey leg, but I fancy some beef today, and that's far too big to handle. So shave off some of that, whack it between some of our dreadful bread, and then I will keep gambling away my fortune. But they'll remember me.
I feel like I could throw down on a steak with one hand with no problem.
Hot, though. Might be hot.
Yeah, there's that.
And that might be a tell when you're playing poker.
Well, that's why they call me the Earl of Gloves. So I would just wear gloves to protect myself.
The Earl of Gloves. Christ!
Some Australian users jumped in to say that this sandwich resembles an Australian treat, and I did put that in air quotes, called fairy bread, which is white bread slices spread with butter and sprinkles. That also sounds gross.
Can you see why we sent our criminals there? Like, this is a nation of, and I hate to use this word because it's sort of Nazi adjacent, but degenerates. Degenerates putting hundreds and thousands on their fucking bread? No.
Yeah.
That's why you're all the way over there. That's why you're currently experiencing winter right now. That's your punishment.
It's winter in Australia right now?
Yeah. Full other side of the world. They have Christmas in July.
I didn't even know they had fucking winter.
Well, I mean, as much winter as Australia can get.
Oh, so it's still like hot.
It's still baking hot. Like they're not gonna get any snow. But hey, maybe they can have some fairy bread, make themselves feel better. It feels like an Australian slur.
Fairy bread, yeah, it does.
Oh, look at this fucking fairy bread. Look at him coming over here, mincing. That was South African. That was bad.
Yeah, what's the difference?
Who cares? I'm not an actor. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. Australia, fairy bread sounds terrible. It seems like Australia, most of the food they fuck with seems bad. They love Vegemite.
They like to throw a shrimp on the barbie.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
That'll be all right. Ain't it? Nice big prawn.
That's fair. I'm assuming a barbie is a grill. Barbecue.
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
Sure. There we go.
Yeah. We're throwing another shrimp on the barbie, Sheila. Yeah. I mean, I guess they've got, the Outback Steakhouse is technically Australian themed, right?
Mwah, chef's
and
kiss.
I know you're a fan of that.
I love an Outback Steakhouse, although they fell off a little bit after COVID. I think they lessened their beef buying standards, and now the steaks are kind of gross. But
Outback Steakhouse, you've let us down.
If you're ever at one, the cheese fries, oh man, still classic. Cheese fries with bacon, and you want to get ranch because they make their own ranch, and it's very good. It's very, very good.
Looks like I know where I'm going when I come stateside.
I can't decide if this was just a dream within a dream or what, but I one time had a dream that I applied for a job at Outback Steakhouse and that they made me pass a test about Australian history before I could actually get the job. And a couple days later, I was at Outback drinking because during happy hour, they used to have 2-for-1 drinks, which is so dangerous.
Yeah, just a bit.
And I shit you not, someone who was applying for a job was getting peppered with a bunch of questions about Australian history. I was like, do they really do it? Do they make you know things about Australia? Because none of this food is Australian, I don't
Were
think.
they expecting it just in case any of the customers sort of pulled them up on it?
Yeah, I don't know.
Are you really Australian?
Who played Crocodile Dundee?
Galigala.
So yeah, maybe I'll apply for a job at Outback and see if I don't know how else I would find out if I was actually seeing what I think I was seeing.
Some investigative reporting for the You Don't Even Like Podcast Network.
Be funny if I just went to an Outback and asked, and they were like, who sent you? Who do you work for?
They crowd you into a back room. Who the fuck said that? Who the fuck said that?
Get my fucking kneecap broken. It would be worth it.
I saw it in a dream.
That would be worth it for the story.
That's a hell of a pod to put out.
All right. Should we talk about this next story?
Speaking of the French.
Bad news, France. It would appear that being cool is a crime in your country now. French authorities have announced their intention to seek legal action against an unidentified man who was filmed lighting a cigarette using a memorial flame from a war monument called the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier. Did you watch this video? It's very funny.
I did watch this video because nonchalant is the word.
Yeah.
I mean, the French gave us that term. Holy shit, this is the least bothered guy I think I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, he looks like his assumption is that the flame is there specifically for cigarettes.
Which, considering it's France, there's about 70% chance that that's the case.
Yeah. You're going to light a cigarette or toast a baguette with it.
Yeah.
One of the two.
The baguettes.
Yeah.
This is going to become a consistent theme of what in the world, I feel like.
I mean, I don't remember the last time I mentioned France without bringing up baguettes. And it's France's fault.
They bring it on themselves. We discussed this in episode 1.
Yeah.
They lean into it. They lean into the stereotype.
There's one sticking out of every bag of groceries in France. There's a baguette and there's some leafy greens.
And some of the baguettes these days have got sort of like cream cheese and sprinkles and jam on the inside, just to celebrate 30 years of the Tesco Club card.
Fairy baguettes.
Fairy baguettes, that's definitely a slur.
And yeah, this guy, you got to understand, if you haven't seen the video, people, this flame is on the ground and it's maybe 12 inches high. It looks like a campfire at best.
It's not tall. Like, he has to lean down quite far to get to it.
I think he kind of lays on the ground and just lights his cigarette and then gets up and walks away. Like, that wasn't weird at all.
Which, again, in France, this feels like it should be a fairly regular occurrence.
Do you think he was filming it and was going to put it on social media until people got mad?
Now, there's a question, isn't it? It does feel stunty in a way.
Yeah, because someone was definitely filming. But I mean, also, if I was at the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier and someone just laid down and put their face precariously close to the flame, I feel like I might start filming in that moment.
The video does sort of jump in when he's halfway through the procedure. So presumably this guy has seen this guy kneel down, lie down, place the cigarette betwixt his lips, and then lean into the fire.
Yeah. Well, let's see the beginning of the video, though. What if he asked? What if he just went up to a person who worked there and was like, hey, can I use the flame to... And they were like, yeah, I don't give a shit.
Of course. That's what it's there for.
How else will you do it?
You do not have a latte on your person, you French or no.
This is a quote from Patricia Miralles, Minister for Veterans and Remembrance. Oh, I am filing a case immediately. I'm not going to do that. With the Paris state prosecutors so that this man will be found and sanctions imposed to make an example of him. You cannot ridicule French remembrance and get away with it. I don't know. I bet you can. I bet you can get away with it.
What struck me when reading through this article is that she mentions apprehension and sanctions, but at no point does it mention that he's actually committed a crime.
Yeah.
I have a feeling that there are some prosecutors in France looking at it going, we can't get him on anything. Like, this was technically fine. It's Air Bud rules.
I wonder if they have laws against this, because there's a show on here in the United States called Impractical Jokers. It's like a prank show, sort of. It's very good.
We get it over here as well.
It's great. I met them when that show was first premiering. They're the nicest fucking guys. I'm so happy that show took off the way it did. But there is an episode of that where one of them just like kisses this monument on the nose or something. Didn't do anything violent or aggressive. And they got a letter from the fucking city government, state government, something that was like, hey, bub, that is federal property. You can't do that shit. Just be advised. Next time you want to go up to a statue and be like, I got your nose, you can't. It's a crime. So maybe they just have a blanket set of laws that cover all monuments in France. I
mean, maybe, but he didn't desecrate anything.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like he kicked a statue to bits or, anything like that. He just, no harm was done, really.
He didn't piss on the flame.
He didn't piss on the flame, Adam.
And what more can you ask?
And I look, in Ireland, there's a thing called the Blarney Stone. Have you ever heard of this?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And people kiss that all the time. And that's fine. You go around anywhere in the UK, you will find statues where like the sort of the covering, like the shielding, has been worn away around the area of the tits, around the area of the dick, the ass.
It's
you know,
hot.
this is a consistent thing. You present someone with a memorial, and they'll try to sexually assault it.
Yeah.
In the UK, I mean. I'm not speaking for everyone.
What if you tried to fuck this flame?
Ow. I imagine. If it's hot enough to light a cigarette, if it's hot and real enough to light a cigarette.
The tomb is underneath the arch at the top of the Champs-Élysées. You know the one.
That's French for big road. I don't know if it is.
It contains the remains of a soldier killed in the First World War. So, not even the cool World War, you know?
We have one of those over here as well.
A World War?
Well, we had, World War. It was. We were affected by it also.
What?
In Victoria Station in London, in between, I think, platforms, I think it's 8 and 9, there's a plaque dedicated to the unknown warrior where it was interred in Victoria overnight before then getting full military honours.
Oh, wow.
And like, I think the whole point of it was because so many of the people that died in that war were like just anonymous peasants for the most part. They sort of symbolically buried one of the unknown dead to then sort of be like, this guy represents all of them.
Yeah, we have one here also in Virginia, it looks like. But it does not look like the kind of thing you can light a cigarette with. So that's boring.
Yeah, can't do that in Victoria Station either. Even if it was on fire, it's in a station, so smoking is not permitted.
Oh, sure. But that would make it even cooler if you did light a cigarette on it with it being indoors.
It's like a plaque, so I guess you could strike a match off it.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, the one in the U.S. is just like a big stone block that apparently has a soldier inside it.
Yeah, so they say.
Open it up. Let me see.
It's been 100 odd years. Let's find out what's really going on in there.
Who is this fella?
All the way over from the Somme, is it? Yeah, chinny reckon.
This is another quote from Patricia Miralius. This flame does not light a cigarette. It burns for the sacrifice of millions of our soldiers. I feel like it does both.
Yeah, and I feel like that's fine.
Yeah.
Considering the general attitude of the French towards smoking, this is almost the same as remembrance.
Do we think that soldier would have said no if someone asked if they could use their flame to light a cigarette?
Be a touchy soldier, if so. Can you imagine that? Be like, no, I do not want people smoking over my grave. It would have been Arnie in the end there.
So yeah, if you're ever in France, I guess don't light your cigarettes at the tomb of the unknown soldier.
Unless this guy gets away with it, because I still think no crime's been committed.
Yeah, I am curious to see how this manhunt goes.
I think we're going to have to do a follow-up on this at some point.
Yeah, we'll bookmark this one. Get back to it later.
More so than any of the other stories we've done.
Finally getting to the important news on what in the world. Fucking birthday cake sandwiches, dudes lighting cigarettes on war memorials. Let's talk about people keeping lions as pets.
Hell yeah!
That is apparently a sort of new problem in Thailand, which this is actually a problem everywhere. There is an alarming documentary out there called The Elephant in the Living Room, and it's about people around the United States who own exotic animals as pets. Did you know the Amish have exotic animal fairs where you can just go and buy like the most rare and deadliest reptiles and shit on the planet?
And that's just fine.
It's apparently not frowned upon at all. In this documentary, this guy goes to one of these and he buys like, I think it's a gaboon viper, which is the most poisonous snake in the world. And they were just selling them in Tupperware containers. And he was like, I'm buying this to keep it from getting into someone else's hands, basically.
Tupperware?
Yeah.
For the deadly venomous snake?
Yep. Just a little lid that could pop off at any moment. People buying their kids snakes that are going to grow up to be huge poisonous nightmares.
Now, look, I'm not a man who enjoys the nanny state particularly much. But I do feel there's a limit when it comes to selling deadly poisonous snakes.
Yeah. And you get this argument from people where they're like, what do you care? It's not in your house. I can have whatever I want in my house. Yeah, until that fucking thing gets out.
It might end up in my house. And I'd like to avoid that situation if possible.
Yeah, that documentary. I cannot recommend it enough. It is harrowing. But apparently it's an issue in Thailand, too. Captive lion population. It's exploded in recent years in Thailand. It's technically legal there. And social media accounts, like one run by a guy named the Tiger King of Thailand.
Yeah, I did think about this. I did think about this when I was reading the article. I was like, he's either going to run it through a bit of software or he's going to get really nervous. Because it is a hell of a name.
I could have done that. I could have just had Google Translate say it for me. It looks like Tamuart Plenkemrach.
I think that's about as good as we're going to get. To be honest with you.
If we're going for, it's actually one of those names where if you look at it, it makes sense how you would pronounce it. It just is very intimidating to look at.
A lot of consonants.
Yeah, and I probably still got it wrong. But this fella has 3 million followers on his social media account. They tune in to see his videos and posts about his 2 regular lions. And then he also has a 440-pound lion-tiger hybrid called Big George.
Good name.
I first learned about the liger in the film Napoleon Dynamite, and I assumed it was a made-up thing that did not exist. But ligers and what's the other one called?
Tigons.
What?
I mean, this takes me back to my experiments when I was at college, because we were desperate to create a giraffota, but it is super difficult to make a giraffe and an otter fuck.
I can imagine.
You would not believe the logistics. So much scaffolding. You don't even know.
It would have been so cute, though. Was it going to be a giraffe-sized otter or an otter-sized giraffe?
Well, in my imagination, Adam, in this bit that I have to stress I have made up, the otter's fucking the giraffe. So I'm picturing an otter-sized giraffe in this situation.
Which would you rather fight? 100 otter-sized giraffes or 1 giraffe-sized otter?
I would lose to both, ultimately.
I think I'm taking the 100 smaller ones because otters, they got some sharp claws, right? I think.
They've got sharp claws, they're bitey, and they'll be even more bitey when they've got that long neck.
Yeah, they got fucking attitude.
Otters have got a fucking problem, and I hate it.
I don't fucking like it. You stay in your fucking swimming pool for our amusement.
That's why we gave up with the giraffota. It just wasn't working.
Yeah, I remember recently, like within the past couple years, there was like a outbreak of otter attacks at zoos where people were like holding their kids too close to otter tanks, and an otter would just be like, well, there's an opportunity. I'm going to slap the shit out of that kid.
Yeah. I think people forget that they eat meat sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like they're not like these cute little guys throwing rocks around and just subsisting on moss. You know, they eat fish and shit. Like, they're hunters.
Little puppies. This guy who runs the social media account, he says that his animals are playful and affectionate, just like dogs or cats. I don't think it's just like. Because I can't think of a situation where my cat would get so playful with me that it might accidentally end my life.
Yeah. I mean, I reckon you could take down a domestic household cat.
I would fuck my cat up if she tried some shit. I hope she heard me say it just so she knows and
just remember your fucking place.
Doesn't get bold about it. But a fucking lion?
A 450-pound liger?
That thing could just swat at you out of affection and tear your fucking jugular vein open.
I've said this on my podcast as well, and I've been broadly criticized for this. And I'm not happy about it, but I want to put the record straight. When it comes to large exotic animals, you know in your head, theoretically, they are big.
Yeah.
But it's only when you go to a zoo or something and you actually see one moving around, you realize, oh, no, they're like big.
Yeah.
Giraffe's a great example of that, actually. Like when we were handling them, those things are like taller than double-decker buses. They are like 5 meters tall. They are huge.
Yeah, they're insane.
And a lion, like, its paw's probably about as big as your head. Like, that smacks you. You're gone.
Do you remember, this happened at the San Francisco Zoo, I want to say maybe 10 years ago now, but it was a group of 3 or 4 teens, like later teens, early 20s. They were apparently all drunk, and they were standing in front of the tiger enclosure, just mocking this fucking tiger, not realizing that This tiger the whole time is like, can I get out? I think I can get out. And if I get out, I'm going to kill these motherfuckers. And that thing at one point just jumps out of the enclosure and hunted them down. It walked past other fucking zoo patrons and just went and found those 3 and fucking killed them.
Yeah. I mean, there's a zoo near where I live, Colchester Zoo, lovely place, shout out. They have tigers and you do, like feeding operations so you can like watch them feed and everything like that. They put like hunks of meat at the top of really, really tall poles, almost towering into the sky. These motherfuckers go right up, grab it, drag it down, tear it to pieces. Of all the things to mock when you're drunk and in a zoo.
Yeah.
Why would you go for the big cat that's like twice as long as you are and 4 times as strong?
And especially there had to be a point where it was like doing that thing like where cats shake their butt a little bit when they're getting ready to pounce on something. Like at least at that point. Back. Yeah, like at that point you go, okay, just joking. Never mind. We're fine.
And it would accept that apology.
Yeah. Mike Tyson famously owns a pet lion, I believe, either a pet lion or a pet tiger, and he fucking sleeps with it.
That's mental.
Which that always reminds me of a really fucking tragic story that happened here in the United States. This couple was in bed with their newborn baby and their family pit bull that was a perfectly normal and chill dog most of the time. And this baby like flinched in some way and it startled the dog and the dog just leaned over and bit the baby and killed it. It's like that shit only has to happen once if you are sleeping in bed with a fucking tiger. Like it's going to take one time for that thing to get too startled. And even if it just gets up and runs, if it runs over you, it's going to fucking disembowel you or some shit.
I wouldn't feel comfortable enough to sleep if I knew there was a big cat in the house.
Yeah, not at all.
I would be too on edge, personally.
Yeah. I have an aunt who used to sleep with a python that would just go all around the house.
What is it with you Yanks and your venomous snakes?
Oh, man. I've told this story before, but my dad died when I was 17. And the night before the funeral, I got super drunk on vodka and orange juice. And I was living with this aunt at the time and my cousin. And I got so drunk, I, threw up and then just fell asleep in front of the toilet, like on all fours.
Yeah.
When I woke up in the morning, that snake was in the doorway, just looking at me like, can I eat that guy?
Sizing you up.
And then there was another time I was in that same bathroom taking a shit. And my cousin knocks on the door and goes, "Be careful, dude, the snake's in there." And I was like, "No, it's not." And then I look up and it's just coiled around the entire top of the shower. No thanks.
Again, I just feel like I wouldn't be comfortable sharing a house with an animal like that.
Here's a question. Would you be comfortable going to a lion petting cafe, which they apparently have in Thailand?
Well, I've heard that they're as docile as cats or dogs. So I imagine it would probably be fine.
Yeah.
Sounds like a controlled environment, doesn't it? A cafe.
Sitting there trying to eat your birthday cake sandwich and a fucking 300-pound animal jumps on the table. Yeah, that's chill.
Tiger just moving in close, going to lick the sprinkles.
And are they like shitting in there?
You have to imagine, right? That's some big litter boxes.
Yeah, that's the kind of thing where you would go thinking, well, I mean, it's got to be safe, right? There's got to be like regulations in place. And it's like, I don't know. Are there?
God, this reminds me of the time when I was assaulted by a pelican. Have I ever told you this story?
No, I'm listening though.
Right. So I went on vacation. This is when I was maybe about 14, maybe 15. I went on vacation with my mum and my aunt. We went to, I think it was the Dominican Republic. And it was like one of those things where, it's sort of like a package deal and there's like excursions and stuff like that. We went to sort of like this beautiful, like unspoilt beach.
Uh-huh.
Really, really nice, beautiful. And there was a cookout and there was rum and cokes. It was lovely bit of business. When we get there, there's a pelican standing on the beach. And my mother, God rest her, she's still alive.
Someday.
Says, "Oh, go stand next to the pelican, have a picture taken." And I said, "I don't want to." And she was like, she said, in God's honest truth, she said, "Look, if it wasn't supposed to be here, it wouldn't be here."
What? do you know that?
So I went to stand next to the pelican. And the pelican, obviously, I can't really use the word bite. It doesn't have any teeth. It sort of beaked my leg. I was like, sprinting away from the pelican. Turns out, I actually found this out later, pelicans can fly. So they actually have like quite a broad ability to sort of go places wherever they sort of want, turns out. And they can land on any beach they want.
You better stay the fuck away from them if they do.
Don't mess with pelicans. They will beak your leg something serious. I swear down, this thing was huge as well. They had those big bulbous things. If it had wanted to swallow me, it could. I was a strip of a thing back then. Tiny, like a little twiglet.
The only animal I've ever had that kind of encounter with was a ferret.
Oh, they're rotters, them.
I was at a garage sale in Canada, and the people having this garage sale had a ferret chained up in their front yard.
Chained up?
And it was just snarling and growling at fucking everybody. And me, as a child, got a little too close, and it bit me in the fucking shin.
Yeah, it was ferret's fucking feral.
And Ethan, I ate that ferret. No, it's
as well you should. That'll teach it a lesson.
I didn't, but I'm going to find it someday, and I am going to eat it.
You'll find it. You'll eat it. You'll get Wales disease or something.
Yeah. Rat lungworm.
Something mental.
So yeah, since 2018, they've been tracking captive lions in Thailand, a group called Wildlife Friends Foundation. There were about 130 that year, and that number rose to 450 by 2024. But there are also around 350 more lions that are considered lost to follow-up, meaning they don't know where those lions are.
That's reassuring, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's reassuring when the people monitoring this stuff goes,
yeah. Round them up and deport them.
So, yeah, he's got the right idea.
So, yeah, don't own lions, people. That would be my advice.
There was one small quote that I wanted to pull out of the article because, again, we've spoken about this before. I'm always getting to the heart of the periphery with these things. It's this phrase. As a vulnerable species, lions and their parts can only be sold internationally.
What?
Who's separating lions into parts?
Yeah.
Is that what this guy was doing? He's got his little lion cubs and he's just saving them for parts.
Yeah, you're just like...
to glue onto another lion.
Selling the skulls and shit?
Parts of lion. Maybe if he's liger, loses a limb.
Yeah, I think they grow back. That's part of the hybrid thing.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I forgot. They're mutants, aren't they?
Yeah. It's also part lizard. So... works out.
That's actually what the LI bit is in liger. You think it's lion. It's not.
Exactly.
It's some kind of newt.
Yeah, it's a lizard and a tiger. Hey, let's talk about adorable little animals of a different type. Normanby. Teesside? Is that how you pronounce that?
Yeah, Teesside, yes.
Teesside. It's in England. It's a town. They slashed their pest control budget in recent years, and that has led to a little bit of a problem in that the town is now overrun by cat-sized rats. No, thank you.
No. There's a great picture of the cat-sized rat in a bag.
And it looks cat-sized. It is, that one in the picture was found in a person's home. It is 22 inches long. That's 56 centimeters in fake measurements, making it approximately the length of, what a weird comparison, but this is from the article, carry-on luggage or a desktop computer monitor. Are those even the same size?
Weird comparison, but also at least I've got an idea of how big it is.
I am looking at my monitor right now like, holy shit.
I was thinking to myself, yeah, I mean, I sort of vaguely know what 22 inches is, but if I'm picturing carry-on luggage, I'm with you. I am so with you.
Yeah, you put the rat in the little thing to see if it's the right size or if you have to check it.
It's screaming.
This is a quote from Stephen Martin, conservative counselor. I had to do a double take when I saw a picture of it. You can tell by the size of the bag that it's not a normal size. It's the size of a cat. Yeah, Stephen, that's what I just said.
Yeah.
Freaking prick.
This was the moment where I realised I knew where in the UK this was. I knew Teesside was northwest, but he's the Conservative councillor on Redcar and Cleveland Council, and I have been to Redcar.
Oh, yeah?
I shot part of Boat Story there.
Oh, nice.
It was me and the London gangster actor Craig Fairbrass sat on a bench looking out over some wind farms in the middle of January while eating ice cream. It was one of the most upsetting experiences of my life.
It sounds romantic.
It was cold. We were both very shriveled, as romantic as it was.
Yeah, this town apparently doesn't offer any sort of pest control service for private residents on account of budget cuts, but they have suggested that people can call the police for advice.
Oh, yeah.
Do you think the police were like, dude, we got enough to fucking do. Now you want people to call us about animals?
What's the Northwest accent? Hang on. Hey, what's that? I can't do it.
I thought it sounded great.
No, it's gone. This is one of my blind spots for one of the UK accents. Anything Newcastle, Middlesbrough, I can't do it. I cannot do it. No, it's rubbish.
I used to really love a beer called Newcastle, and I feel like I never see it on the West Coast.
Nuki Brown?
Yeah.
That's what we call it over here, Newcastle Brown.
Fucking love it. So tasty.
Still super available here. It is considered what homeless people drink over here.
That makes sense. Yeah, it makes sense. So one kind of shady detail about this, the city has told people, solving a pest problem, that's for the occupant of the property to deal with. But a lot of this is happening in like public housing that the government owns.
Oh, yeah.
I think council estates, you call them over there?
Yeah, council estates, council houses, yeah.
Man, England makes being poor sound really fucking fancy.
Turns out council houses have cat-sized rats in them, though, so it's not that fancy.
Yeah. I mean, we call them housing projects here, which implies they weren't even finished. Like they're just still...
Work in progress on the whole house thing.
So this is another quote from Stephen Martin, because what the argument is that one of the things that's leading to this is people will put the wrong garbage in the wrong kind of receptacle, and the people who collect the garbage, instead of taking it and leaving a note saying, hey, next time, do the right thing, they just leave the note and the garbage. So garbage isn't getting picked up, and it is leading to cat-sized rats. Here's a quote. Instead of actually taking the bins away, they are just tagging them, making the resident know it's contaminated and it is not getting emptied. There's more rubbish on the ground and it is attracting more rats, and they're just getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Does England need more guns? Because this sounds like an easy fix. Once they get big enough, you can just snipe them.
I mean, the sort of people who own guns in this country are usually farmers who own large estates. So this would be the opposite of the sort of people who live in housing estates in Teesside. So that, there's guns about, but they're not anywhere close to where the rats are. So I think maybe if we replaced the people living in council houses with the landed gentry who have shotguns, like our barons, and they can live in the rat-infested tenements.
Correct.
And the people living in the rat-infested tenements can go live on a nice farm with all the pigs and the sheep.
Yeah, you put the rich people there, they're going to get rid of those fucking rats one way or another.
I could fix this overnight, honestly. The fact that I'm not currently Prime Minister baffles me.
We had not exactly the same thing happen when I was a kid, but at one point, a house near us got torn down, and it had a massive rat infestation problem, and no one really realized it. So the rats just relocated, and they showed up in the area around my house. And my dad and our neighbor went out one night just killing rats with baseball bats, which I would rather shoot it, honestly.
They're pretty nippy, I understand, rats. They can get a lick on when they're scared.
Yeah, and they're pretty cute, too.
Apart from all the plague that they have.
Yeah, there's that. Yeah.
Is a cat-sized rat cute in the same way?
I mean, have you ever seen a capybara?
I love capybaras.
I think that's our prototype there. Those things are still cute. They're fucking gigantic.
They're better than rats in a way, because they just sort of sit there, don't they? They just sort of sit about.
They just hang out with their big, stupid teeth.
There's a wonderful picture of one of them sitting next to a crocodile. They're just hanging out.
There's a news anchor here in LA on local LA news named Kathy Barra. And I just, every time she says her name, I pretend she's saying capybara.
I mean, that would be better if the news was presented by a capybara.
Yeah, that would be, I would watch way more news.
This is a sad story. It's also sort of zoo related. There's a place nearby called Jimmy's Farm. There's a guy over here called Jimmy Doherty who runs a farm that's now sort of become a kind of conservation center. It's kind of mad. But he has capybaras. And I was bought as a gift an opportunity to meet and interact with the capybaras. But 2 months before I was supposed to go there, all of them died.
What the fuck?
And so they got a new batch of capybaras in, but they weren't ready to be revealed to the general public. So my meet and greet was transferred, and I met a tapir instead.
I don't even know what that is.
Oh, Google it, Adam. You are going to love this thing. A tapir, Tapir. They're like elephant pig dogs.
Oh, Poppy.
They're great.
Oh, look, I want to give that thing some scritch with its weird shaped head.
And I tell you what, you can, because when I was interacting with these tapirs, the elder one, the dad one, when the keeper went over, he literally rolled on his back and presented belly.
Oh, come on.
It was like, you're just a big dog with a trunk. This is amazing.
Yeah. One of the questions on Google when you search, is a tapir a pig or elephant? They are actually related to horses and rhinoceroses. And I can see the rhinoceros thing.
There's a level of rhinoceros there.
Yeah.
They're cute as hell, though, tapirs. They're just big dogs. I think a lot of animals are just big dogs when it really comes down to it.
Yeah. For the record, and not to brag, but Chicago, the biggest city in the state I am from, Illinois, rattiest city in the United States, 10 years running. New York City always gets the credit. They're actually third behind Chicago and LA. I only live in the rattiest locations in the United States. Thank you very much.
It's about time Illinois got something shitting all over those hoity-toity New Yorkers with their less rats.
And their fucking pizza.
Oh, my God.
It's not that good. It's not that good.
I would need to try pizzas from these different cities before I judge. Because you can get like a Chicago-style deep dish pizza over here, but I imagine it's not even remotely similar.
Probably not. And here's the thing. Me and Logan Trent, who I co-host the WNBA podcast with, he's from Chicago. We talked about this recently. The actual best pizza is in Italy. Neapolitan pizza is 100. Like, they fucking nailed it when they invented that shit. And it has not been beat since.
As someone who has been to Italy not once, not 3 times, but twice, I am here to tell you, Italian pizza, once you've had that, it ruins pizza forever.
Yeah. I imagine.
It's like, okay, it's just now everything else is just a shit facsimile of what I had from the home country. Oh.
And it took me a long time to actually have it. And even then, I don't think it was like probably the best version of Neapolitan pizza because it was at a place in South Dakota.
Yeah, I can't imagine you get the produce.
But it was immediately my favorite pizza when that place opened.
Even if they get it 70% of the way there, it's going to be better than the vast majority of pizzas you're going to have anywhere else.
Yeah, but New York pizza is, in my opinion, the worst. I think it's actually the shittiest. I tell you who's got a good pizza is Detroit.
Now, this I hear, this is another sort of, they're sort of kind of deep dishy, right? They're sort of got
the crust is very thick and bready, but they cook it, no shit, they cook it in an oil pan, like a car would use.
Right, okay.
And it makes the crust like super caramelized and oof, it is tasty.
Oh, no, I'm picturing that now. That sounds really nice.
Yeah. The sauce they put on top instead of, I don't know what that's about, but it helps. So good.
What kind of sauce is it? Is it like not a tomato, I assume?
No, just a marinara.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah.
Delicious.
Very tasty.
Gonna get me some of that Michigan style.
All right, this next story. Apparently being a frugal traveler is also illegal on the world stage now, on top of being cool, being illegal in France. A woman in Wellington, New Zealand was arrested recently on child neglect charges after a bus driver found a 2-year-old girl alive in a suitcase that was stowed in the vehicle's luggage compartment. Driver noticed something moving in the bag because a passenger asked if they could access the luggage compartment. And this driver's like, the fuck is that? What's going on right there?
It's a python, maybe.
And opened it up. 2-year-old girl. Very warm, but otherwise unharmed. No word on how long she was in the bag.
That is my favorite quote from the article, by the way.
Yeah.
When the driver opened the suitcase, they discovered the 2-year-old girl, who was very hot, but otherwise appeared physically unharmed.
Yeah, I intentionally changed it to very warm just because saying the little girl was very hot.
And
you know, yeah. This is my favorite part of this story. There's not a lot of details to this, but the bus this woman was on, kids under 3 travel for free. So she didn't need to hide this kid in her fucking carry-on luggage. She could have just plopped her on her fucking lap and had a normal bus trip. But instead, she stows the kid in the luggage. Do you think the kid was just like super annoying?
As a generous read on it, but I don't know. 2-year-olds can be a bit annoying, I imagine.
Yeah.
Especially during travel.
You keep it up. You're going in the luggage.
Get in the bag. Oh, it's New Zealand, isn't it? Hang on. I'm going to reach into my sack of accents to see what we got here. All this out New Zealand. Oh, get in the bag. Get in the bag, you little shit. Get in the bag.
Yeah, that sounds like Flight of the Conchords, which that is the alpha and omega of my understanding of New Zealand accents.
It's Australian, but flatter. It's every vowel sounds like an A. That's all I know.
I assume everyone sounds like Brit. I forgot the other guy's name in Flight of the Conchords.
Jermaine coming?
Oh, yeah, Jermaine, yeah.
Listen, yeah.
I fucking love Flight. I had a chance to see them in concert, and I did not go. And
I also had a chance to see them in concert, and I did go.
Oh, I wish.
It was brilliant.
I bet. They are so fucking great. All right, let's go back to the UK for this next story.
About fucking time. That's all I know about.
Cops in the UK have a very unique problem on their hands. For the first time ever, a survey was done across all 43 police forces in England and Wales to assess the quality of uniforms and equipment. It was not good. There were reports of musculoskeletal damage, crushed testicles, and lumps in breasts on account of ill-fitting and low-quality uniforms. This is the best part. Some also reported that criminals had warned them that their uniforms left vital areas of their body exposed and acted as a guide to where they should be stabbed.
I would have loved to have been a fly on the wall during that conversation.
Right?
Oi, bruv, you know I could stab you right in the armpit.
Put some metal over that.
You need some fucking better armor, son.
A former cop named Belinda Goodwin reported having had 2 operations to remove fistulas from her breasts that she said were caused by ill-fitting body armor. This is a very long quote. We had one model in size of stab vest. Pause. Is that what you're calling bulletproof vests over there? Because no one has guns?
Yeah, so we just prevent stabs.
Makes
as
sense.
Opposed to it prevents shoots.
Got it. We had one model and size of stab vest for both men and women, and we had to wear them 8 to 10 hours a day. The pressure for women on our breasts was intense. We were completely flattened. Being unable to adjust them for hours on end when you were wearing them in a public-facing role was torture. Driving in them was horrific and dangerous. They rammed up into your chin. After my second operation, the consultant told me that they couldn't operate again if the fistulas returned because I'd have no breast left to remove. I realized I had no choice but to leave frontline policing entirely. End quote. It's fucking wild.
Now, I can speak to this, Adam, because while I have not been a police officer, I have played one in the movies, as they say.
Oh, sure.
And so they kitted me out in what I imagine wasn't feature complete stab vest and outfit, but it certainly was a stab vest, and I was certainly wearing it for long periods of time. I obviously wasn't on the front line for 8 to 10 hours a day. I was, pretending to be a police officer.
Yeah, you were working a little harder than that. Go on.
Of course, I'm in many ways, I'm a hero, but I did have to drive in it, and I can confirm they are horrible to drive in.
Weird.
They're almost like a hard body shell. So there's very little flexibility in your movement. So when you sit down in a chair, it doesn't really go with you.
Oh, sure.
So it sort of just comes up to your neck. So when you're driving, you do sort of feel like you're like crushed in there.
That is so weird. Why would they only have one size?
Now, here's the thing. I read a thing the other day. I can't remember what it was in, but this was a similar thing happened, I believe, in the States during the early days of like fighter pilots and things like that. They took like a median average of like measurements of the fighter pilots.
Uh-huh.
Pretty much everything, hundreds of measurements, like, around the head, over the shoulders, down the arms, inside leg, everything. And they put all that data into a big pile, collated it all together, pulled out the average and said this would be the average size fittings for someone going to be a fighter pilot. Adam, guess how many people it actually fit?
How many?
0. Because there's no such thing as a normal person.
No.
Like, there's no such thing as a normally shaped person. And especially in this case, because at least back then it was mainly just dudes, right? It was only men. But in this case, insanity that like a stab vest is like unisex.
Yeah. Whenever I see anything that says one size fits all, if it's not an adjustable hat, I'm like, no, it's not. That's not one size fits all, obviously.
There's no way.
Yeah.
There's no way.
I could point to several people in the room who that shit is not going to fit. Myself being one of them.
All of us. Fucking all of us.
Yeah.
It's insane that they have these things where it's, that'll do. Feels very much that'll do.
Yeah. And this seems like it was carrying on for a long fucking time. If this woman's had 2 separate surgeries.
And this is the first review, like the very first review of police equipment.
Yeah.
About fucking time. It's 2025.
Yeah. Have people been complaining? Yeah, for about 20 years.
Probably more. They were complaining about it in the Victorian era. Oh, this hat don't fit me so well, it don't.
It was also reported that when officers complained, their complaints were just dismissed. 40% of officers had made a complaint. Only 8% received a replacement uniform. But even then, what's the replacement going to be if everything is one size?
Another one size fit.
Yeah, just toss the same shit at you, but it's a little bit cleaner.
There you go. We've scrubbed that one up.
Yeah.
You like that one. It's got less blood stains on it.
Yeah, at least you don't stink now. Get out of here.
It's not covered in fistulas.
Fucking pig. Their bosses calling them pigs. What?
The boss is fully ACAB? That's so weird.
Yeah.
I hate you guys.
You wear the vest you get, you fucking fascist.
Sorry, boss. Sorry.
You're right.
I mean, I'll be honest with you. This sounds like any workplace.
Yeah,
like,
kind of.
Huge amounts of complaints going on, and the people on high going, something. We'll do something probably at some point.
Yeah, I've worked enough office jobs and given myself carpal tunnel syndrome to know that these places, it takes a while before any workplace responds to their employees' needs.
Well, especially in one run by the state in this case.
Yeah.
I mean, there's going to be even less chance of any meaningful change.
Should put those vests on the rats and see if they get uncomfortable enough that they just leave and go somewhere.
The last thing we need to do is armor the rats.
Rats in stab vests.
One of our few methods of getting rid of these rats, and you're covering them up in stab vests. Please, Adam. The people of Teesside.
Stab Vest would be such a good band name.
I would bet actual physical money that there's some UK hardcore punk band called Stab Vest.
I would hope. If not, we should start one.
I'm tapping in Stab Vest band. Let's see what comes up. Well, I can buy a lot of body armor.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like it. Opportunity. Looks like there's a hole in the market that we can fill with a band called Stab Vest.
We should make the genre as far away from the idea of what a band called Stab Vest should be.
Yeah, like acoustic folk, something like that.
Oh, lovely. Bit of ooh-ah stomp clap.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
All right, this next story. Let's bring the room down a little bit, as if crushed testicles didn't already do that, but this is worse. I think I've always at least sort of known that being an elected official in Mexico is dangerous, like especially at the state and local level. I didn't realize how dangerous it is, and it apparently is getting worse. It is essentially a death wish to run for mayor in Mexico. A recent report by the snappily named watchdog group Armed Conflict Location and Event Data showed that Mexico is the world's most dangerous country for local elected officials. There were 342 violent incidents involving mayors in 2024 alone. That is damn near one a day.
That's actually insane.
Yeah.
I'm going to call them ACLED. ACLED having to get all this data in. Just analyzing it, being like, oh, shit.
Yeah, meanwhile, let the right mayor get attacked here. Trump will fucking federalize the police and send the goddamn National Guard in.
God, yeah, that's happening in DC at the minute, isn't it?
Yeah. Shortly before we started recording, watched video of the FBI harassing a bunch of black dudes for smoking cigarettes on the stoop of their apartment building. It's like, way to keep us safe.
Meanwhile, over here, J.D. Vance went fishing with our Home Secretary David Lammy, and David Lammy has had to refer to himself to the UK parliamentary watchdog because he didn't have a license to fish. What a stupid prick.
Did you hear what J.D. Vance did here?
What's that little Cabbage Patch doll done now?
He and his family went on some kayaking excursion, I believe in Ohio, and Secret Service had the water level in the river raised specifically for his boating trip. Like, how do you even do that?
They had to dam a river or something? Like,
Yeah.
a series of locks? What's going on?
They've got like someone with superpowers just hiding in the back. Bring out the guy who can increase water levels.
It's that fucking weather control shit. That's what it is. Localized rainstorm. That's what it was.
Yeah.
That's what did that Texas flood and all.
Cloud seeding. That's what did it.
It's all coming together.
So there were, this part's also crazy, 50 politically motivated killings just in the first 3 months of 2025 across Mexico.
Now, I don't want to be sensationalist, Adam. You know I don't like to do that. That's too many.
I would argue that you're correct.
Thank you for coming with me on this. I know that was a bold statement to make.
Yeah, I don't care if we get canceled for saying it. That is too many murdered mayors.
Do you know what? I'm going to go further. I don't even care. I'm throwing caution to the wind here. If that was over a 6-month period, I'd still call that excessive.
If it was a fucking year, that's crazy.
I mean, you said it. I'm not willing to go that far. But I think 50 per year is just enough. That's the Goldilocks zone for me.
Yeah, we got to get at least 50 a year. You got to let people have their fun.
It's a key performance indicator. It's how we know politics is working.
What's next? You can't light your cigarettes on tombs of the unknown soldier?
You can't put your 2-year-old in a bag? What's going on?
Can we live, please? God. And these are like cartoonishly brutal murders in a lot of cases. Case in point, Tay Alejandro Arcos, mayor of Chilpancingo, former mayor. His decapitated head was found on top of a white pickup truck less than a week after he took office.
Now, I don't know about you, Adam. When I read that paragraph, I had to stare into the middle distance for about a minute to process that before continuing with the article.
Yeah, that's pretty grim.
Yeah, that's full on. It's full on. That is full on.
Yeah. Yeah, you're really sending a message because, I mean, you could just shoot the guy, you know?
Decapitation implies a level of intent that goes beyond just, accidentally got lucky with a sniper shot or something like that. You have to hold a fucker down to do that.
Yeah, you're sending a message when you decapitate someone and put their head on top of a truck. Also, whose truck was it?
Just some random guys.
Yeah.
Unrelated.
Imagine you're just trying to go home from work and police are surrounding your truck. You're like, oh, fuck, they're going to keep it, aren't they?
Again?
So even mayoral candidates are getting it. Mayoral candidate in the city of Veracruz was shot alongside 4 other people, including his own daughter, this year. During the 2024 election cycle alone, 18 mayoral candidates or aspiring candidates were assassinated. Why the fuck would you run for mayor in Mexico?
I mean, I wouldn't.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not even like for president.
Yeah.
It's like being a mayor. Like, I know a mayor.
And
like,
what are you going to do as mayor? You clearly don't run the town.
Oh, hell no, brother. You do not run the town.
You are just signing up to a life of trying to not make cartel people angry. And cartel people seem like they get angry easier than most.
I would be too anxious for this position.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, I just, no. And I'm not even saying, that's that millennial thing. Oh, I can't even make phone calls. No, this sounds actually very anxiety inducing.
Yes. And it seems like one of the really big factors behind all of this is that murders in Mexico are rarely prosecuted. And even when they are, only 1 in 10 results in a conviction. So why not murder your political opponents?
I mean, that is shockingly low.
Yeah.
I had to reread that one a few times. Like, really?
Yeah.
That's mental. That's, I mean, again, not to bring the mood down, but that's like comparable to like rape charges in somewhere like the States or the UK.
Yeah. That is a very low number and a surprising statistic. It reminds me of something I saw this weekend. I was outside, not to brag, and there was a bus bench that had an ad on it that said 1 in 4 hot car deaths happen when children get trapped in cars. And I'm like, how are the rest happening? I thought that would be 3 out of 4 minimum, maybe even 4 out of 4 if you asked me before I saw that sign.
Are they counting dogs as people in this?
That's got to be the only thing. It's got to be we're counting dogs and pets also.
There's
because
a little asterisk, just a little asterisk, and then right at the bottom, we included dogs in this.
So I posted that on social media, and people are like, well, what about the elderly? It's like, I feel like they can get out of cars.
He's driving around the old grandma and saying, right, just wait in the car. I need to go get some bananas from Costco.
Crazy. And yeah, 1 in 10, that is a low conviction rate. So here's a quote from Cecilia Farfan Mendez, head of the North American Observatory at the Global Initiative Against Transnational Organized Crime. Naujiatak. Unfortunately, we've been in a situation for years where killing someone is seen as relatively easy. There's no real punishment for murder. End quote. That kind of makes me want to move to Mexico, but only if my enemies follow me.
It's a bit purgy, isn't it?
Yeah.
There's elements of the purge. Murder is fully legal in Mexico.
Yeah, it's one of the crazy things about especially the gun violence in Mexico. Their gun laws are so strict. There is one place in the entire country where you can buy a gun.
Is it near the border with America?
No, that's where you can get a lot of guns.
Oh, sorry, yeah.
Yeah. That is actually how Mexico gets the majority of their guns. They either are smuggled in from the United States or they steal them from the military. But if you're just a regular ass person in Mexico, it's almost impossible to get a gun. That kind of sucks because then it means only the criminals have guns.
Not a great ratio, is it?
Yeah, I don't know that that's the ideal setup either.
I would say, and again, I keep making these crazy bold statements. I don't think it's great for cartels to have carte blanche access to firearms.
Controversial.
I think it makes them get a bit up themselves, actually. Arrogant. Very arrogant.
They do seem bold. They seem like they are emboldened, for sure.
Just a bit. Some of the bits in this article is fucking nuts.
Yeah. Like the part where cartels now control up to 1/3 of the country.
That's too much of the country.
That's way too much. That's
a third of the country. Fuck me, man.
That's a lot. This is a quote from Saulo Davila, senior consultant at Integralia, and I don't think I need to tell anyone what that is. You hear of municipalities where there isn't even police, where these organizations come and go as they please. Criminal organizations understand that they have to control the municipality. That's going to guarantee that they can operate with much greater freedom. End quote. Not to be that guy, but I wonder how much of this is Biden's fault.
It feels very Biden coded.
Well, Biden did this thing. I want to say it was called Plan Columbia or Project Columbia, something like that. And the whole idea was to sniff out these cartels that were operating in jungles and rainforests and shit. And they did that, but that just meant they started operating in cities instead and fucking killing people. Before that, they were at least kind of secluded away from the rest of society.
Do you know what? You saying that has actually made one of the sentences in this article make a lot more sense now.
Oh, yeah?
Because when it said that cartels have also diversified their criminal portfolio beyond the drug trade, turning to more localized forms of criminal enterprise, such as extortion, fuel theft, and illegal logging?
Well, I mean, if they're near the rainforests and things, I could see it.
That makes a lot more sense to me now, where I was sort of like, that feels like one of these things is not like the others.
If I'm not mistaken, cartels are heavily involved in avocados, too.
Oh, that also makes sense, yes. Clearing land for that sweet testicle of God.
Yeah, we got to get our avocado toast. I'm actually not a fan, and I know I could get run out of California for saying that, but I've never been an avocado guy.
All the LA guys will be after you.
Yeah.
I mean, they have weak bones, so you'll be able to get away from them, but...
The avocado lobby coming after me. This is another quote from Saulo Davila. If you want to be a candidate or seek re-election, the first person you need to ask for permission is the local crime boss. If you don't ask permission, you're at risk of being assassinated at any moment. Do people just not know that that's the case? And they're just like, what is with all of these random murders of mayors? I'm going to become one and find out.
I wonder if it's warring cartels at this point. You think to yourself, oh, I'm deep in with the cartel. I'm going to be fine. And then another cartel turns up. Hey, you're with that cartel. Bang.
I think they did actually allude to that in the article, that we link to in the show notes, that is also a concern. Even if you align with one cartel, what if another one shows up and decides they want your state?
I mean, going back to the earlier point, I think I'd just not run for mayor.
I would not. I wouldn't run for mayor here.
It has still got to be fairly dangerous, I should think.
I wouldn't want to be Karen Bass, mayor of LA. Everyone hates her.
Yeah.
Everyone. Both sides of the aisle.
I met the mayor of my town the other day.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. A friend of mine was putting on a little musical review. He's a wonderful singer, Callum White, shout out. Put on a lovely musical review. And I was supposed to be running the raffle initially. But that ended up getting kiboshed because I instead went up on stage later in the thing and he sang an Elvis Presley song at me really romantically and I commented on it throughout. It was really funny. But instead of me doing the raffle, they got the mayor to do it.
Oh.
And so I met the mayor and he was wearing like the mayoral chain and he's handing out like shampoo and bottles of wine and stuff that people won in the raffle. Yeah. We fucking love a body wash over here for a raffle.
Oh,
you
really?
Know, get a little kit like Lynx or something. Get a kit with the shower gel and the shampoo and all that.
Now, you say raffle like that's just a common thing. Like if I go see fucking U2 in England, is Bono going to like raffle some shit off mid-set?
Oh, no. This will be for your very tiny local shows.
Oh, okay.
I can't imagine Bono running a raffle. Now I hope you've been enjoying the show so far. But everyone get your tickets out. It's time to find out who's going to win this bottle of vodka.
Who's going to win me Lucky Charms?
Now that's racist.
Yeah. But
not what I did, what you did.
Yeah. I know. Yeah. But it's racist against Irish people. That's not.
For a long time, that wasn't racism.
Connor McSpadden has a bit about going to Ireland because he's Irish. And at one point he just goes, I made the pilgrimage. I've been to White Africa. Which is such a great way to describe Ireland.
Fantastic line.
Shout out
He's
to
a
Connor.
funny guy, that Connor McSpadden.
Yeah, he is.
He's going places. Live in Tucson on his YouTube channel.
Yeah, go give it some likes. Get it over 1,000. I think it's over 1,000 now.
I, for the longest time, thought that place was pronounced Tucson. I'm very glad that I was corrected before I said it out loud.
Yeah, I could see that.
Tucson, Arizona.
I've had a few words like that throughout my life where I just way deep in life realized I was pronouncing it wrong. The big one for me was facade.
Yeah.
I would see that in books and be like, fakeade. I've never heard that, but I guess I know what it means. And then one day I was just like, oh, that's facade. That's the word I keep hearing people say that I've somehow never seen in print before.
But here's the thing, Adam, and this is just not just goes for you, but goes for all the people listening at home. Remember, if anyone ever criticizes you for mispronouncing a word that you did know the meaning of, hey, just ignore them because you learned it from reading. Yeah. And in many ways, that's the best way to learn.
Exactly. Yeah. How do they know? You could be the one who's right.
Fakeade, though. That's well funny, you dumbass.
I'm going to keep saying it.
Hyperbole for me. That was a long one. Hyperbole.
Oh, yeah. There's a comedian over here named Brian Regan, and he's got an album called The Epitome of Hyperbole because there's this bit where some woman left him a Yelp review and said that he was funny, but he mispronounced every word wrong. And he goes, if that's not the epitome of hyperbole, I don't know what is. Very funny. Also, shout out to Brian Regan. All right.
Shout out a heavy episode, this one.
Sure is. We better get some shout outs back, too.
Yeah, cut all of it. We're not referencing anyone else on this fucking podcast.
All right. Asylum hotel protests. Let's talk about them. I'm interested, especially to talk about this, because this is happening like close to where you are, right? Like,
yes.
Sort of.
Well, yeah, very near. Epping, very close to where I am.
And I know recently the LA protests were, by a lot of outlets, wildly mischaracterized as being something they were not, which is violent and riots. They were just regular ass protests. We did not need the National Guard here. So I do wonder, have you seen any like sensationalism around these, or are these protests just exactly what people say they are?
So it's worth bearing in mind that a lot of this exists in the shadow of last summer, where in Southport, in the north of England, horrifically large number of young girls at a dance class, that's sort of like a Taylor Swift style dance class, was stabbed to death by a cunt called Alex Radicani. Absolute piece of shit. Long may he burn in hell for what he did.
Right.
But because he was a dark-skinned gentleman, a lot of people, animated by people like Nigel Farage, the general sort of people on the far right in the UK, were animated to start smashing up their own towns. And in some cases, going to towns that they weren't in and smashing them up as well as a form of protest because the government let this happen. Bearing in mind, at this point, Keir Starmer had been in post for like a week.
Yeah, I never understand that. It's like white people kill people all the fucking time.
Yeah, don't even. But like it got quite serious in spots. Like, not sort of like, calling the National Guard serious, but, there were arson attempts on asylum seeker hotels, people getting like brained with bricks, getting thrown around.
Yeah.
So it was pretty rough. So again, as I say, certainly not calling the National Guard level, but, in terms of an animated, angry and violent far right, Britain hadn't really seen that sort of animus for a while.
Yeah. That's
sort of the context for what's happening here. Because, again, the same sort of people, your Nigel Farages, your Richard Tices, people from Reform UK, which is a sort of insurgent far-right political party over here, have a vested interest in animating incredibly angry, sweaty middle-aged men to go and yell stuff outside of asylum seeker hotels, throw things and try to burn them down.
Yeah.
So nothing severe has happened this year yet. Obviously, we're going to talk about a couple of quote-unquote protests that are happening outside these places, but it's worth remembering, much in the same way that the LA riots were mischaracterized as being one thing, these are very much being mischaracterized as people who, just have legitimate concerns. I'm sure you've heard that before.
Right.
And the same people who voted in a government before, like the Conservative government that were in charge for 14 years, who knowingly decimated the asylum system in the UK, which has led to the situation that we have now, where there literally is no way to process asylum seekers.
Yeah.
So instead, they are placed in hotels or HMOs or things like that and are basically just left to rot. They're not allowed to go to work. They're not allowed to educate or train. Like, they're just sat there in stasis. And obviously this is a problem, apparently, because racism.
Yeah, that was one of the things I found surprising reading up on this is that, asylum seekers aren't allowed to work or really do anything.
This was punitive stuff that came in under the Conservatives when they were going for sort of like, forget the term, hostile environment. That's what it was called.
Oh, okay.
Hostile environment, where it was sort of like, if you come here as an asylum seeker or economic migrant, like, we're going to make it as shitty for you to be here as possible in the hope that you'll just fuck off.
And that never works.
No, of course not.
For someone to risk going to another country the way asylum seekers are getting to these countries in a lot of cases, shit's got to be so bad where you're fleeing from.
Oh my God. I mean, it's awful. Like, we've got people coming in from the Sudan, like from Somalia, places where there are, fucking civil wars going on.
Yeah.
Western media doesn't like to talk about them, but they're still happening.
Yeah. And then a country like the UK is like, all right, you can come here, but you can only stay in a comfortable hotel room.
And let me tell you, Adam, these hotels are not good.
Yeah, I bet.
Again, one of the things was mischaracterized. One of the knobheads from Reform was giving it large about how they've got them put up in the 5-star Britannia Hotel in central London. And you look at the hotel, it is not even close to 5-star.
Yeah.
Like, they've got cat-sized rats in there. It's a fucking shithole. But yeah, it's difficult to fix because the entire apparatus of how we process asylum claims literally just doesn't exist now. So normally the process would be they come over, they are processed, and then either accepted or sent home. That would be the easiest thing. We don't even have that as a mechanism currently.
That's insane.
It's the stupidest thing.
Yeah, who would put something like that in place and think it's going to help?
Successive governments who realized that on the one hand, they need to, be hard on immigration, but also knowing secretly, and this is the bit that they don't say out loud, sort of need it.
Yeah.
Tale as old as time, right?
Yeah.
And so that ends up happening. But what is the sort of central irony of these far right guys going on and on and on and on and on and on and on about it is that if we had a functioning asylum system in this country, we wouldn't need to put them up in hotels.
Yeah, that seems like such obvious thinking.
But it's hard to get through to people with hate in their hearts and a jam donut in their brain.
Yeah. Well, it's a birthday cake sandwich this time.
Sorry, my apologies. I forgot. Yeah. But We won't be at the end of August, though, once we've celebrated the 30th birthday of the Tesco Club Car.
So apparently a bunch of the protests that are happening now are being led by a group called Reform UK. This is a quote from a woman named Orla Minihane, who is a UK Reform member. We are not happy with these men in this hotel because we fear for our children. If that makes me far right, then so be it. End quote. And yes, Orla, it does.
That's a new thing that they're doing at the minute. That's a new thing they're trying out. It's one of the phrases they've been workshopping, which is, if being a racist piece of shit makes me far right, then hell, I guess I'm far right. And it's like, yes.
We know.
You have successfully identified the point of this conversation. Well done, you.
This most recent round of protests started at a hotel called The Bell, which does not look like a 4-star kind of establishment, after a man living there was arrested and charged with sexual assault, harassment, and inciting a girl to engage in sexual activity. But all races commit crimes.
Yeah.
And one of the things that is brought up in this article, there were in the town of Epping in May of this year, there were 35 sexual and violent offenses reported. The year prior, when there were no asylum seekers in town, the number was 28. So I'm guessing it's still mostly not asylum seekers committing these crimes.
Well, yeah. I mean, they don't have very many opportunities to commit crimes. Like I say, like in many cases, they're put in these hotels and they're not allowed to really go anywhere or do anything.
Yeah, these hotels are also like fortified. They have fencing and shit around them.
I mean, that's largely because the worry is that some far-right goon's going to try and throw a Molotov cocktail at it.
Yeah, I assume.
Because, wouldn't put it past them at this point. But again, obviously as well, worth pointing out, that guy that got arrested, fuck that guy.
Of course.
But realistically, I hate to go back to it, Adam, but I feel like I'm repeating myself, but I have to say, if we had a functioning asylum system, he may not have even been here.
Right. And I mean, the increase from 28 to 35 or 2023, there were migrant families in hotels. There were 32 sexual and violent incidents in May of that year. So it seems like if there's been an increase in crime, it's just because there's more people, which, yeah, that's going to fucking happen. I worked an insurance job for a bunch of years, and I was in the claims processing department. And at one point, they put this mandate on us where we literally had to do twice as much work as we had been doing before. And we did it. And then at one point, our supervisor comes to us and goes, the quality assurance department says they're seeing more errors. Do we know what that's about? And I was like, we're doing twice the amount of work. They're going to see twice the amount of errors. How do you not understand that, you fucking dolt? And she didn't. I don't think I ever got it through to her. But this feels like the same thing. There's more people. There's going to be a couple more crimes.
And I mean, even in the case of, yes, it is an increase. But it's statistically negligible enough for it to have been no asylum seekers committing those sorts of crimes.
Right.
It could have just been that creepy Uncle Roger got a bit more handsy this year.
Yeah.
It's so fucking stupid. Epping's got such a lovely forest as well. Beautiful place to hang out. It's got dingly dells and glades. Epping.
Dingly dells?
Yeah.
What's that?
It's magical. It's like fairy shit, isn't it?
Oh, it sounds like it.
Yeah.
So here is another quote from Orla. After sharing some vague reports of friends' daughters being grabbed by young non-white men and shoplifting at a local market, she winds up and delivers this pitch. Everyone knows they are asylum seekers. Epping is very white. You know they are coming for freebies, and when they come here, they abuse the privilege. It's ridiculous.
There is a correct thing in that statement. Epping is very white. It sure is, buddy.
No surprise.
Yeah. This is another far-right talking point that they're coming over here for freebies. Because, again, I think some of them hear hotel and think they're in the fucking Ritz or something.
Yeah.
As opposed to being crammed into 6 in a room in the fucking Bell in Epping.
Yeah, it sounds like it's just another version of confinement. Like, they're not at resorts.
I think there's part of it when they sort of they've got phones. And it's like, yeah. Mathematically, what do you think is more expensive, a house or a phone?
Yeah.
Phones are not difficult to get hold of these days. And they're way more easy to get hold of than a fucking house.
Also, if you do want any of these people to ever go somewhere else, they should probably have the ability to make contact with other people.
Might be an idea.
Yeah.
Maybe a point of contact for someone to process their asylum claim.
That is so insane to me. But it's kind of the same thing here. I mean, we still have an asylum process, but it's so backed up that it takes forever to get those claims processed. And now ICE is just deporting people who even have open asylum claims at this point.
Yeah. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if that's where we end up over here at a certain point.
Yeah.
Because our current government, despite being, Labour and therefore nominally centre left, are in a position where they're going, but we could get way more voters if we sounded more like Reform.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, listen, Keir Starmer, please listen to me. The Reform guys think you're a paedophile. They're not going to vote for you.
Yeah, that sounds like Gavin Newsom here. He is governor of California, and he's clearly angling to be like the acceptable Democrat for fucking right-wingers. It's like, that is never going to work, dude.
It's not.
All you're going to do is fuck around and lose California for the first time in who knows how long.
I mean, I imagine this is going to happen for us in 2028, 29, because I said it to someone the other day. I was like, if the governing party currently were trying, we're not trying to pave the way for an insurgent far-right party to take over during the next election, what exactly would they be doing differently?
Yeah.
Because as far as I can see, every own goal is another opportunity for Nigel Farage to bring his froggy little face on the television and go, well, you see what I mean? They're little fucking lunatics.
Yeah.
I hate that guy. He's like, he's a voice of the people. And it's like, he went to fucking public school and was a banker.
Yeah.
He doesn't know the first thing about being a human being.
Yeah. That's Gavin Newsom, too. That guy.
Hell yeah.
He comes from so much money. He's got so many rich friends. And people are all up in arms right now about Trump issuing this demand that places all around the country clear out homeless encampments, like by force, if need be. That started here. Gavin Newsom issued that same fucking directive to all cities in California earlier this year. So how different is he?
Is that also the guy that went to a nice fucking restaurant during the COVID lockdowns as well? Is that the same Gavin Newsom I'm thinking of? He sounds like a real swell guy.
And that is, I was never super crazy about him, but that was the point where I was like, come on, you are giving these fucking right-wingers exactly what they want by doing that.
That's the thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Now we all look like fucking idiots because you're not treating it seriously.
Yeah.
Great. Thanks for that.
That absolutely gave them something to point at and go, see, it's not even real.
And the worst thing was, how'd you even argue it?
Yeah, that's the thing.
Because it's like, I guess he did go out to a restaurant. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, like normally you can come up with a defense for right-winger shit like that, but they were right. They were absolutely right. Like, Gavin Newsom should not have fucking done that.
He screwed the pooch, Adam. He absolutely screwed the pooch.
He fucked up, and he's probably still going to be the Democratic nominee for president in 2028 if the country's still around by then.
And not confident about that.
Yeah. We still have elections by then. So I think that is our episode.
I think so. This was I don't know how much is going to get trimmed down. This was a bump-isode.
Yeah, we might put some of this out as bonus content or something.
Absolute bone con.
We'll see.
Just for the people at home, we've been going for 5.5 hours.
Yeah. This is like that Tom Petty documentary.
It's 4:00 in the morning in the UK. I am tired.
I'm sure everyone got that reference to that Tom Petty documentary. You know, the one that came out like 10 years ago? It's 6 hours long. I'll tell you this. It is how I found out England has hurricanes.
Oh, yeah. Not big ones.
Yeah.
Only little ones.
I had no clue because Tom Petty moved to England at one point and his house immediately got hit by a hurricane. I was like, come again?
Only a little one, though. He's ramping it up. He was fine. He maybe lost a bit of shingle on his roof. Chill out.
Fucking chill out, Tom Petty. All right. Ethan, thank you so much for doing the pod. As always, what do we got to plug before we get out of here? I would say you should also listen to In Your Area, which is the sort of counterpart show to this show, the sister show, if you will. It's about local news from around the U.S. that isn't getting the attention it deserves. Just like the Tesco birthday cake sandwich isn't getting the attention it deserves here.
And that's why this show exists.
Exactly.
Because God forbid how all of your listeners would have coped with not knowing that.
Yeah. Get on eBay, buy yourself one today. I wonder if they are. I'm going to see.
Oh, someone will have put one in like a Faraday cage or something and they'll ship it out to you.
And yeah, In Your Area is in this same feed. So go listen to it. Ethan, what would you like to plug?
This is coming out tomorrow, yes?
Yes.
Yes. So listen to, if you have the time, listen to this first, obviously, and all of the other wonderful shows on the White House Network. But if you have the time, check out my podcast, Shut Up and Answer the Question. A very silly show. If you are in the southeast of England this coming weekend, get yourself down to the Institute in Braintree on both Saturday and Sunday night, because I'm up to my wrestling managing shit.
Oh, fun.
We have got some huge shows coming up. Extreme 4 and The Hangover, one on Saturday, one on Sunday. Come on down and watch a bit of the old fucking wrestling. Get down there. Here's a bit of wrestling, bit of beer, bit of sausage. Best night of your fucking life.
Do it.
That's a CXW, if you want to check that out. But apart from that, that's me.
And I can confirm there are no Tesco birthday cake sandwiches on eBay. Not US eBay, anyway.
Give it time.
Yeah.
Give it time.
They'll show
There's
up.
still a long month to go.
Blueberry pie Oreos. I'm listening.
That sounds all right.
Anyway, let's get the fuck out of here. Ethan, say goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye, everybody. We love you.